You just said to me that you think that I don't like talking about JJ McCarthy. You're right on that. Can I tell you why?
Sure.
I think he's mid. I think he's a mid quarterback. You know who I think he is? A more polished, more athletic Stetson Bennett.
I don't agree with that. I think. Wait.
All right, a minute. I actually don't.
Bullshit.
Hold on. I don't believe that. I wanted to see your reaction when I brought up Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, I almost lost my goddamn mind after all the foot. That was the antithesis of the show. This show started to become what it was because you and I started yelling at each other over Stetson Bennett because I argued he wasn't as impactful to the team. But let's not rehash that.
I will say this. I don't think that he had better games than Stetson Bennett in his career.
Well, they used him even less than Stetson Bennett did. He didn't have to do anything.
Look, Joe, I'm going to be real with you. Yes, is it a big loss? Do I think JJ McCarthy has some big time potential in some areas? Yeah. He has been in big games where he's missed and done too many bad things. Joe, do you remember that national title game when he almost let Washington come back on him? You want to know what happened? Because he's missing wide-ass open dudes. Now, JJ McCarthy declared for the NFL draft. Good on him. Maybe Harbaugh goes to the NFL. Maybe that's an indication, okay? Somebody's giving that kid bad news. Somebody is giving that kid bad advice.
Wait, okay.
Business going into the NFL draft. I know that's not what we want to talk about.
I know. I don't. This actually leads into my point, though. I don't disagree that he should not have declared. I think that he needed one more year to refine some things, and I've said it on the show that he needs to improve his decision making. He needs to improve some very small categories that could have turned him into a fringe first rounder into a guaranteed first round pick. You're right that yes, he probably shouldn't have done it. But from what I've heard, and I've talked to some people about this, the NFL is going to be a lot higher on him than the media is because he checks all of the stupid boxes that the NFL screws themselves into. And I keep comparing him to Daniel Jones. He's going to be Daniel Jones because he checks all the same boxes. Comes from a good academic school, smart kid, charismatic leader, big body, fits all the size profiles, can move well, has the big arm, and is a winner. But we're going to look past the dial-up noise, spinning wheel in his head with the inability to make quick decisions, incorrect decisions, ball placement. That stuff hasn't been great. I wanted him to go back to improve that stuff. And I really did believe that Michigan would have been in great hands next year with him being starting quarterback because physically, he's built like exactly what you want in an NFL quarterback. And if you gave him one more offseason, I think he could have taken that next step and really improved and been one of the better quarterbacks in college football and played at a higher level. He did improve from last year. He did. He did take a step forward. And I think that was on the table to happen this upcoming year. I think it sucks. And I think that the bigger red flag here is that you got guys like Roman Wilson declaring, Junior Colson declaring. I think that the minute Jim Harbaugh announces that he's taking whatever NFL job it is, whether it's going to be the Cowboys or it's going to be the Chargers, that there is going to be a floodgate opened that a lot of guys, if they don't retain any of the current staff and they all go with Harbaugh to the NFL, guys are going to get in the portal and guys are going to continue to declare for the NFL draft. And this could be a completely different Michigan team in 2024.
He's Zach Wilson without the MILFs.
That's what my co-host Ryan has said that a million times. He's the same.
Oh, really?
Thing. Yeah. Ryan Roberts says that.
Well, now you got two. He's Zach Wilson without the MILFs.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed by him. I'm just not. I think that, you know what, I honestly, Joe, how many throws did he miss in multiple games that were high intensity?
A lot.
A lot. Joe, I'm old enough to remember from the first play from scrimmage against Alabama, if the dude's toes in, the first pass that he throws is a pick.
Yeah.
He does not make good decisions. which could lead me to ask the question, is it maybe a good thing he doesn't return from Michigan?
No, I'd see that. This is where I disagree.
I think the Orgy kid's got more upside.
We've never seen him play. He's gone out there and he's run Wildcat. I don't know what he's got in his bag. I don't know what he's capable of doing.
Why are you taking JJ McCarthy off the field for Orgy if you don't think that he's got a higher upside?
So many teams bring on a Wildcat quarterback.
But those teams bring in running backs to do it. They don't bring in a quarterback.
That's not true.
Name them.
Notre Dame did that for a whole season with Tyler Buckner.
Notre Dame, because neither one of them could throw.
Jack Cohn was great. Jack Cohn was one of the better quarterbacks we've had. He was better than Sam Hartman. And we still brought Tyler Buckner on.
You really think Orgy is Tyler Buckner who's going to play lacrosse? You really think that that's who he is?
No, I'm not making the comparison. I just think in college football, when you've got a big, strong athlete and you want to confuse a defense, you bring him into the game and you cause a little bit of a commotion. If you got a kid like that, you do it.
I'm just I don't think it's a big of a deal as you make it out.
Wait, but are you not worried about the angle that I brought up though, that there doesn't end up being some sort of?
All right, yeah, we can talk about that. Here's my thought on that. No.
Why?
Because Joe, they already knew. Okay, I would assume that players would have already known if Harbaugh was leaving or not, or had.
Well, that's why all these big important players are declaring for the NFL draft.
No, all of them are going to be draft picks. This isn't anything.
Ohio State just brought back a bunch of guys that had the same draft projection
didn't win a
as
national. Hold on, you wouldn't let me finish. Teams that win national titles historically have mass exodi of players. It happens to every one of them. Is exodi a word?
It can be.
Okay, well, I'm using it. They normally have a max exodus of players that hit the draft. Joe, they haven't. I mean, they had players that went to the draft last year and it didn't hurt them.
I mean, I don't.
You're trying to ask me without asking me. Do I think that Michigan's taking a step back? Yes, I do. Regardless if JJ McCarthy comes back or doesn't come back, it doesn't matter to me. I think they're taking a step back because they do have players that are leaving. Regardless, I think they would have taken a step back if some of those players would have come back because I think Harbaugh's gone. Like, that's what I ultimately believe. I don't think JJ McCarthy is the backbreaker that everybody and their mama today try to sell me on.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's a backbreaking loss.
But the media is trying to sell because you got guys that went to Michigan like Schefter and Rich Eisen and Dave Portnoy. All of them are out here, cum guzzling over JJ McCarthy. Sorry for those two words, but it's all that came. They are. He's not good. He is not.
Well, yeah, no, we're good.
Joe, the good quarterbacks that we've seen in college football. What have they done? What have they done?
A lot more than JJ McCarthy.
A lot more than JJ McCarthy. And you know what else they do? They hit big-time passes in big-time games in big-time moments. Name a time that you said, damn, JJ McCarthy took that game over. I mean, I just have high.
Oh, he did that against Ohio State 2 years ago.
Joe, Donovan Edwards scored another touchdown on Ohio State about 5 minutes ago. He ran for 200 yards. Stop that. He had some deep passes. Okay, good for him. He didn't take it over.
I also don't know for sure if Alex Orgy ends up being the guy because they've got a lot of talented quarterbacks that they've recruited.
Isn't the Carr kid coming in?
No,
he's going to Notre Dame, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to Notre Dame.
Portal.
That's a damn shame. That's it. Oh, stop it.
I smell him going to the portal.
No, he's gonna start after Lincoln or not Lincoln. Riley Leonard is going to be a first round pick, and then CJ Carr will take over.
You Notre Dame homer. I just don't. I don't think. I actually like the orgy kid. I love watching massive orgies.
End the show. End the show. End the show. Jesus Christ.
Can we give the kid an NIL deal through our show, please?
For what? Just so we can bring him on and say orgy? Is that?
Yes.
I don't think we can afford him. I don't think we can afford to pay him.
You know what I want to say so bad? We got an orgy to the right. We got an orgy to the left. We have an orgy down the middle.
Yeah, you love orgies, man.
All right,
should have called a day after that one, man. I don't even know where to go from that. I don't even know how to respond to that. It's a good thing we punted on the FSU stuff for tomorrow. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
who's the younger of the two of us? That's the real question.
Oh, dude. Elks with a $2 super chat says, so Michigan is having an orgy next year.
Look what you caused. This is the shit that you stir up.
All right. In all seriousness, to get us back on track. Yeah. It's not that I don't like JJ McCarthy. I just think he's a better Zach Wilson is all.
I don't disagree. I'm trying to use it as less of a him not coming back, because you're right. Orgy's a talented player. He's a very gifted athlete, and he could end up being a good quarterback. But I just don't totally know. It's less of me predicting that there's going to be a lot of people leaving, and just more of me saying, I don't know what's going to happen the minute that Harbaugh leaves, and it's already starting to.
We've had this discussion. We literally had this discussion. Remember, last Sunday, you and I had the discussion on, does Michigan run the Big Ten or not? Now, what did I say? No, because I still think that Ohio State has less question marks than Michigan does.
BetOnline remains your top spot for all of your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL are all in full swing. BetOnline is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to BetOnline today and use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for 50% off your first deposit. That is a 50% welcome bonus. BetOnline, where the game starts.